So we've done, our app is now able to display stuff on the detail part of it as we click on the master part of it. Now we're going to try to add an item. I would encourage you guys to actually look at how to change the names that says master here and master detail on the other side. If you cannot change it visually, go to the code and find, probably in the application delegate or the application .m file, find where it says master, where the string master is present, and try to change those and see what happens. That's the hint that I give you. Okay, we're going to create a little button that says add. We're going to see how to add a row. Okay, so first we're going to create a little button, which is going to be a bar button item. Okay, it's way down at the bottom here. Bar button item here. That's going to say add. There's another way of creating a plus button right there, because the table view controller, the master view controller actually gives us a few properties like navigation item, and which is this navigation bar here, and then we can set the right bar button item to something that's called an add button, which is a UI bar button with a certain style, right? Okay, so let's do add here. Okay, now this gives us the plus sign that we want. Okay, we can do this. We can do this all by code as well. Anyways, so we have this plus sign here, and now we are going to create an action for this button. And for that, we need our assistant editor, and we're going to control click here, go all the way here, perhaps down there. Good. We're going to create an action. There's not going to be an outlet, it's going to be an action. We're going to call it add, and it's going to receive an object of type ID. This is all good. Connect. Okay. For now, this action, right, which we just declared, if we go to the .m file, I'm just going to go back to the editor. I'm going to go to the .m file now, and at the very bottom you'll see that it created this action sender. For now, I'm just going to nslog add button clicked, and then we're just going to do a string with pretty function, which actually prints a good signature of the function. That's all we're going to do here. Now, we need a new window to enter the category name. So once we click on this little plus sign, we'll need a new window that we can enter the new category that we want to add. Okay, so what we're going to do here, we're going to deviate from the storyboard. We'll see how to do this with the storyboard later, but I want to give you a breadth of methods to create these things. We're going to create a nib, which is basically a graphical interface, okay? That is not from the storyboard, it's just an isolated screen. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a new, we're going to go File, New. This you can see in your screen, but I'm just going to the File menu, New, and then I'm going to create a new file, okay? A new file. And this file is going to be of type iOS Cocoa Touch, okay, here. And it's going to be a UI View Controller subclass, okay? This gives us a little one screen and its view controller, and it gives us the setup. But you'll notice 3 files coming up. What's going to be the name of this? I'm just going to name it name editor view controller. Okay, name editor view controller. It's not going to be targeted for the iPad. Who cares? Okay, UI view controller. If you click next, did I click next? Yes. Then just create it. It's going to create it in the same photo app. Finish. Well, we're going to look at workspaces later, but which are, if they're highlighted, yes. So the name editor view controller, the .h and .m, and also, and we're going to create a text field for the name. So we go to our objects here, right? You can always say controls. That's fine. We're just going to add a text field here, right? Just going to expand it a little bit. We're going to move it and center it. We're going to create probably a label. It's not a bad idea to say here, you know, enter the category name, right? We'll expand it here. And then here in the text box, you can also do something like this. There's a placeholder text, which is text that's going to be there until you click on it. Enter category name. Okay. That goes like a little soft. Now we need buttons to actually, cancel or accept this, right? So what we're going to do is we are going to put a UI toolbar at the bottom of this, okay? So for this, you go with the Cocoa Touch, that's fine. And then we're going to go to a UI toolbar. This is good. This displays a toolbar at the bottom of the screen. So there's tab bars, there's other bars, but let's do the toolbar. Okay. We're just going to put it at the bottom of the screen. All right. We're going to remove this button here because it's not, we don't want it. And we're going to create, okay, 2 UI bar button items, one for cancel, one for done. So we had this before. Where is this? Toolbar bar button item. It's right there. So we're going to put one bar button item here. Okay, you didn't see it, but it moves all the way to the left. And we're going to call this cancel. Okay, so it's going to be cancel. Do we have any? Oh, we can do cancel right there. All right, so it says cancel. It's all created for us. And then you can also create another bar button item here that is done. So style is done, custom, done. Beautiful. Now the problem is that these are together. They usually are separated in the iPhone. So you use this control fixed spacebar button item that you put in between these two, and then you move this one all the way there. Okay, and then you have a little nice bar with separation between buttons. We're going to create the actions for them in our new name editor view controller. Okay, so we'll just go to our we'll just go to our assistant editor, and we're going to create the interfaces for these two things. So first the cancel button, control click over there. We're going to create an action, which is going to be action cancel. We're going to create for the done button. I just selected it. And you can say done. It's going to be an action. Connect. Okay. Now, we have the view to put the name. We have the master detail with the plus button that you can click on. The idea would be to click on that and open this view. Right? So we need more than the view. We need communication with the calling view controller, which will be, in this case, the photo app master view controller, right, where the plus button is, and the name editor view controller via a delegate. We need a custom delegate for this, right? So because there's no delegate that will link a master view controller with a window that I just created. Now, we can create a separate class for the delegate, but because the delegate isn't going to do a lot, we're just going to create it in the name editor view controller. Okay? So, quickly, in the .h file, we're going to create a new protocol here, name view controller.h. We're just going to create, I'm going to go this way. We're going to create a protocol, and the way we do that is we declare a protocol app on top here between the import and the interface. This is declaring forward a protocol. That's what it's called. Name editor view controller delegate. When you do this, what happens is that now you can use this name. It's not, it's like it's in its package. It's like an import in a way. You just declare that you're going to use this in the .h file. Okay? And then after the interface section, which is this one, okay, you'll create the protocol section. You repeat this. Protocol name editor view controller delegate. It inherits from NSObject, which is nothing, right? And now we're going to declare what methods go in this protocol. We're going to declare them optional. You can declare them to required if you really want people to implement these protocols. But they're going to go like this: void name editor view controller did finish. They're very verbose, but it kind of complies with the Apple's way of doing things for Xcode. So we're going to create, it's going to receive a name editor view controller called controller, and we're going to have another one, name editor view controller, and it's not going to be did finish, but did cancel. Okay, so either whether you canceled or you finished, now you have, you know, your protocol here. Why is there an error there? Name editor view controller did cancel. Receive some name editor view controller controller. All right. Okay, so we have our protocol. What happens is we just basically, if I were doing Java, we just put an interface into the name editor view controller. We just create an interface and told it to implement that interface. In Xcode lingo, we just added a protocol, but instead of adding it in a separate class and including it as a protocol, we just added it in the same class. Okay. Now let's do adding the element. So let's go to my view controller where I'm inputting the element name. I'm going to go to the .m file. We're going to first synthesize all the properties, right? So synthesize, and then what properties are here? These are buttons. Okay. Oops. All right. Let's do the. Oh, you know what I need? That's why I was going to synthesize properties, but I don't have any properties. What I need also in here is to expose the text as an outlet, right? Because I go to the assistant editor, because I will need the text that's entered. So I'll just go to the .h file right here, control click, I'll put it right here. It's going to be an outlet, and it's going to be called text, perhaps. Yeah. What are we going to call it? Any names? We can call it text field. Sure. Text field name. Okay. Alright, so now we have a property. Now I backtrack and go back to my name editor view controller.m, and I'll synthesize text field name with. This is all done for me, okay? So it's already synthesized for me. Now, what I'm going to do is go to my .m file. I'll synthesize the properties as I said. I'm going to make sure that the text property is set to nil in the view didn't load, just to make sure that, you know, in here we set, you know, self dot text field name nil. Set text field name to nil. That's going to be good there. All right. Now, I'm also going to code the actions. So the actions, when you click the add, the done and the cancel button, so that they call their delegate. So we're going to go all the way. Whoops, what's wrong here? Yeah. Self text field name equals nil. How about that? All right. Now, so now I'm going to go and call these actions. So here are my actions. I'm highlighting them. Okay. So when I say cancel, okay, for example, I'll say, well, if self and then delegate, and then I'm going to say delegate. Okay. Why is it that I don't have the delegate? Let's see if I implemented the protocol right. I'll save this. Okay. Protocol name of the controller delegate. Let me see if I'm missing anything. Oh, sure. I need a property actually to tell it that we have a delegate implemented here, but I've never told it that the name editor view controller delegate the name editor view controller is going to have a delegate. So I'll do that through a property again. Property, and this is going to be strong, non-atomic. This, by the way, the outlet, I'm going to make it weak. Okay, strong, non-atomic. Discussions on weak and strong, so you can find online. I'll leave that to you. Now, the way you declare a delegate property is like this. It's an ID, because it can be any name, but it can be any class, but I'm going to force it to be a name editor view controller delegate, and the property is going to be delegate. These are mostly the compiler directives, so the compiler know what's going on. Okay. Now I'm going to synthesize this as well in my .m file. So synthesize delegate, and now I'm going to code the cancel action. For example, if self delegate, if self.delegate response to selector, that's the response to selector. Okay, and then here's the here I'm going to type the line, and I'm going to explain it in a second. Name editor view controller did cancel. Okay. Selector that. Close this guy. Close this guy. What I'm asking here in if is if the delegate has a selector called name editor view controller did cancel, then do something with it. I might be implementing a different delegate, or somebody might have coded a different delegate that does not implement this, right? Because it's an optional method. So if they haven't implemented this method, I should do nothing. But if they have implemented it, which is the test that I'm running here, okay, if they have implemented this method, then actually run it and do self-delegate name editor view controller did cancel. And I'm going to give the name view controller, which is actually the same class, so it's self. Okay, that's the thing. And then just we can say dismiss modal view controller animated yes. So this basically says animate the yes, so it's like it sort of fades away really quickly. Okay. So we have the cancel. Okay. We implemented the action for cancel. We can implement the action for done, which is exactly the same. If self delegate response to response to selector, and then what's going to be the selector? What's the selector going to be? In this case, it's going to be name editor view controller did finish, right? If it responds to that selector, then we know we can call that method in the class that implements the delegate protocol. So we'll say, and because it's this class, we'll say, well, in this class, call name editor view controller. I'm sorry, this delegate, the delegate associated to this class, will call the name editor view controller did finish. Okay, and what's the name editor view controller that we're going to pass? It's the same model view controller class, because we've implemented it in the same class. If we had a different class, just put the class here. Okay, the name of the class. So that's all. So now when we click Finish and Done in theory, this is going to call the delegates, which do nothing so far. Okay? So now we're going to try and add an element here. So let's do this. Let's go to the master view controller. Okay, we're still missing one piece. We haven't linked the plus button with the actual screen that we just created. Okay, so that's exactly what we're going to do now. So in the master view controller, the .h file, we need to import this new protocol that we created right here. Import name editor view controller, and we're going to implement this delegate here. Okay, so we're going to say here that this class also implements the name editor view controller delegate protocol. Okay, and now we're going to implement the add method in this class, which is over here. Didn't I do this already? Where's my add method? Did I do it in the wrong place? No. I did have it here in my .m. Yes, here it is. So instead of this nslog now, what we're going to do is I'm going to say I'm going to instantiate a name editor view controller. I'm going to call new controller, and that's going to be name editor view controller log. So it's going to be a new name editor view controller. I'm going to say init with nib name. This is an interesting one because I'm creating a view controller. Okay, all view controllers can init with nib name, and the nib name here, it's going to be the name of the class of that nib as a string. Okay, so we say name editor view controller. Okay, you can you can do other stuff to shorten this by creating a method that actually does this for you in the delegate. But and then in here the bundle, for now it's going to be no bundle. Okay, so that's how we create the new name editor view controller. So now we have view controller that is the window that we've created. So new controller, we're going to set this delegate property, okay, to that, and then we're going to say new controller set. This is when we open it. Set modal presentational style, okay, and it's UI modal presentation form sheet. Okay, that's the default that comes up. You can read more about these things. Now, here we're going to present the modal view controller. Which view controller is this? The one that we just instantiated, our new controller. And it's going to be animated? Sure, it is going to be animated. Okay. So now what we've done is we've created a class that what we've done is we've allowed the master view controller, when you click on the add button, okay, it'll actually instantiate a name editor view controller and its screen. Then it's going to set the delegate to the photo master view controller. We haven't implemented this methods yet, but it's going to set the delegate to here, and it's going to say, and it's going to basically open, these two lines basically will open the window. Okay, so see if we can run this. And then the next step here is to actually, when we click the done button, then the object should actually attach to our list. It's not going to be persistent, but it should attach to our list, and we will see how we'll do persistence later. First, we're going to go how we edit buttons and how it's 2 new source files, and we'll shortly be able to see this. Succeeded. It's going to launch it on the iController. You can look at the slides if you want to go a little slower. Anyways, here it is. Here's our our list. If we click on the add button that we just do, okay, but let's see, that's, oh, we probably forgot to tell it about the orientation. But anyways, the important thing here is that now we have a little window where we can type stuff, right? And click done, that does nothing, and cancel, that do nothing. Cancel, yeah, cancel, we did program the did finish method, right? And it's a cancel button, so it knows to go away. Alright, so let's do this. I'll let you, the user, to actually fix that orientation issue. You Google, nib changes the orientation of my iPad application, and you'll find stuff in there. Alright, now let's look at when we click done. Okay, what we have to implement is the protocol for our name editor view controller. So we'll do this here. Pragma mark name editor view controller delegate protocol. Okay, so our method here is going to be void name editor view controller did finish, right? And then the did cancel. Void name editor view controller did cancel. Right there. Okay. For the did cancel, we'll just print cancel. I mean, it canceled by itself because it's a cancel button. So nslog action cancelled. Pretty function. That's all our cancel method. Now let's focus on the name editor view controller did finish. What do we have to do? First, we create a string for the new category. Okay, new category. That's going to be controller, and then the controller, the text field, right? Text field name, the contents of the text field name, right? And the text property of that text field name, that's going to be the new category. So we've extracted the text from the text field. Now, we're going to say if it's not empty, right? So if new category, right, length is greater than 0, then then we're going to do a few things. First, we can log that, but I won't. So we can do self.data add object, and then the object that we add is actually the category, new cat. All right, and then we have to say self. The table view will refresh it, will reload the data. Okay, and what this is going to do, if we run this, is there an error? nslog action cancel pretty function. Why is this wrong? Oh, there's 2 parentheses there. Okay, that's it. All right, if we run this, we'll see that most of it works. Perhaps we'll have the issue with the orientation. Oh, I know why we have an issue with the orientation, I think. All right, so we click on the master. We try to add a category, enter the category name. Our buttons are a little off. We need to fix that, but I'll let you fix that. Enter category name is artistic, black and white. Black and white. We do that. We click done. Come on. We click done. Oops, we have a problem. Houston, we have a problem. What is our problem? We need to see what methods were called. I'll let you debug this because I'm running out of time for this video. But you basically have everything in here, okay? You have the controller text field name text coming into the new category. Here's the key. This is the key. The new category length is greater than 0. Then add this to the data, and then reload the data. Okay, it's just a matter of finding that the self.data is actually. If we go to the did, yeah, this is it, that is the data. So it's a matter of a little debugging, but this should work as it should work with very minor modifications. Please review the code, review the slides, and I guess it's a challenge. Try to fix it. It's not hard.